What do you picture when you picture a martial artist? What is the image that comes to mind? And can we lay the misconceptions to rest?
Hi, my name is Justin Garant. I'm a former fighter with over 40 sanctioned fights and smokers. I'm now a graphic designer and a dad, and full-time awesome.
Talk about when did you start fighting? So you started fighting and training at a young age. How old were you when you started doing that?
So when I was 16, turning 17, in grade 12 basically. This summer going to grade 12.
So you've had over 40 smokers in amateur fights. Can you explain what that means to the average person who doesn't know at home?
Yeah, so most times when you first start competing in any type of kickboxing, boxing, or Muay Thai, you tend to start building people up, or people who are interested in competing. You build them up from doing some smokers, so like friendly gyms, people in the same class that you may train in, or maybe like a brother gym or sister gym, and you kind of match people up. You do like ages, weights, experience, even like their tendencies, physical tendencies, and you match them up. So I had about maybe 5 in the beginning, and then when I first started doing my first fights. So over 25 wins and about 11 losses.
Pretty solid record. Are you proud of that still today?
Well, you're never proud of that, but I'm pretty proud of the experiences I've had, and obviously, like, you can't change that. It molded me to who I am today. But some of those losses, I like to say, like, I won, but some of them, obviously, those are all learning experiences and grew me who I was, right?
So you're a father now. How has that changed things for you in your life? Going from a martial artist, punching people in the face, then you're doing your construction thing, now you're in school doing design work, and now you're a father of a 3-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. So how is that, becoming a father, and how's the transition been for you?
Honestly...
Wife's watching.
Honestly, it's been awesome. Like, as every father says, it's a blessing. It's been a transition, right? You gotta kind of learn and adapt to a new lifestyle. But again, like since I was 16, I've pretty much learned to adapt to pretty much anything. So I was ready for that. I was ready for change, and it's been awesome. It's definitely a good motivating drive as well to make myself better and to provide for my son, but also like guide him, right? Guide him through life in the best way I can see it, and the best way that hopefully everyone can agree and see at the same time, right?
We also asked what his time training in Thailand was like.
Really, like my first time there, I never went out the whole time. Yeah. Only that Sokran where I was basically forced to leave. Like, because all prior to that, like, I'm just training full time. I wake up at 6 in the morning. I go for my 10K run. I come back. I hit pads 5 rounds, 25 minutes. I hit the bag 25 to 45 minutes. I shadow box, and then I go back. I'm exhausted. I eat. Every day is like in the morning, they have water fights all day. It's just like massive water fights. And
what do you mean water fights? Like, I picture just like everybody out with water guns. Like
that I'm not even lying. That's literally what it is. People have water guns. People have water balloons. Where I was in Bangkok, like, everywhere's a little different, right? So I was in the big city, Bangkok. They even have like the city like water trucks come by, or like fire trucks come by, and they like spray people with some of the hoses. And
we then asked how he thought martial arts translated into his everyday life.
Again, like Muay Thai, I have lots of pathways of executing whatever my life wants to be. So each way, I'm gonna adapt no matter what happens.
Then there were some lighthearted questions. Take a head kick, or change the worst diaper your son's ever laid out in?
I'll definitely change the diaper.
What would you say to that person that thinks some wrong thing about martial arts and has some misconceptions? What would you say to them?
I would say just give it a try and don't be shy. Give it a try and don't be shy. Like, just go in there and just pretty much do your best and go open-minded, just like anything in life. Go open-minded and go thinking positively. If the experience is negative to you, then maybe it's just not for you, right?
We then asked how the discipline learned as a martial artist carried over to other areas of life.
You have to run, you have to eat clean, because if you don't, the price in the ring is pretty obvious, right? But they always say, like, in the ring, like, the truth is always revealed in the ring, because you can always tell who puts in the work, who was disciplined, win or lose. Like, even like sometimes even when you lose, you win, because like depending on how you come out of it, obviously, right? But if you just have a good fight and you win or you lose, like you pretty much, it goes to show when you wake up at 6 in the morning, you go for those long runs, you go train, you're just being disciplined in all aspects, right? And so that translates into like my whole life basically of like doing graphic design, going to school, working, being a spouse, being like a father, being all those things. That I'm very disciplined and I try my best to be like good all the time at everything I do.
We then asked about the difficulties of weight cutting.
Yeah, so basically when I was 16, 17, so I started off quite heavy, like pretty much actually what I weigh right now, but I wore it a little differently when I was younger. So right now I'd say I'm about 200, but when I used to fight, it was like 140 was my best, fighting at 140. Yeah, so, but when I was in active shape and like very disciplined, I was walking around 160, 155, and then I'd say I'd cut about 15, 10. The most I've ever cut was 22 pounds in a couple days, and that was very, very, very fun.
Nowadays, Justin keeps himself busy doing pad work for his clients, working his full-time construction job, and doing his own design work for Justin Garant Design. One thing's for certain, a martial artist isn't always what you would expect them to look like. They could be your co-worker, and they come in all shapes, form, and sizes.
Feels good, everyone.
Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video from Diverge Media, bringing you the stories that matter. To support independent journalism like this, click the Donate to Diverge link located in the description of this video. Oh, and have yourself a wonderful day.